Richard Branson, the name synonymous with bold ventures and boundless energy, didn't have an easy start. Born in 1950, Branson grew up in a supportive family, but his school years were far from smooth sailing. From a young age, he faced challenges that many of his peers did not. School was a struggle. Words seemed to jumble on the page. The letters danced and refused to stay in place, making reading a daunting task. This wasn't just a minor inconvenience. It was a significant barrier to his education. He had dyslexia, a learning difference that made reading and writing a challenge. In an era when dyslexia was not well understood, Branson often felt isolated and misunderstood. Teachers and classmates couldn't grasp why he struggled with tasks that seemed simple to others. Traditional schooling wasn't for him. The rigid structure and conventional methods didn't cater to his unique way of processing information. He often found himself daydreaming, looking out of the window, imagining a world beyond the classroom walls. But young Branson possessed something far more valuable: an unyielding spirit and a knack for thinking differently. He was determined not to let his learning difficulties define him. Instead, he sought out alternative ways to learn and grow. Branson saw the world through a different lens. He questioned everything. Why did things have to be done a certain way? Was there a better, more efficient method? This curiosity and willingness to challenge the status quo became a hallmark of his character. Rules were meant to be bent, not broken. He believed that while rules provided structure, they shouldn't stifle creativity and innovation. This mindset allowed him to approach problems with a fresh perspective, often finding solutions that others overlooked. He believed in possibilities, not limitations. Where others saw obstacles, Branson saw opportunities. This optimistic outlook fueled his ambitions and drove him to pursue ventures that seemed impossible to many. This mindset, forged in the fires of his early struggles, would become the cornerstone of his success. The challenges he faced in his youth taught him resilience and adaptability, qualities that would prove invaluable in his entrepreneurial journey. Instead of letting dyslexia define him, Branson used it as fuel. He learned to adapt. He developed strategies to cope with his reading difficulties, such as relying on his exceptional memory and keen observation skills. He developed his own ways of learning, relying on his sharp memory and his ability to connect with people. Branson's interpersonal skills became one of his greatest strengths, allowing him to build strong relationships and networks that would support his future endeavors. Little did he know these very skills would become his greatest assets in the cutthroat world of business. His ability to think outside the box, coupled with his determination and people skills, laid the foundation for what would become the Virgin Group, a global powerhouse in various industries. At 16, Branson made a bold decision. He dropped out of school. He was determined to chart his own course. He had a burning desire to create something meaningful, to leave his mark on the world. His first venture was a magazine called Student. It was a platform for young voices, a space to challenge the status quo. Branson poured his heart and soul into the project, proving that his unconventional path could lead to extraordinary outcomes. The magazine was a success, attracting major interviews and capturing the spirit of youth rebellion. This early triumph taught Branson the power of taking risks and believing in his vision, even when others doubted him. He had tasted success, and he was hungry for more. Student Magazine wasn't just a publication, it was a statement. It declared that Branson and his generation had something to say. They wouldn't be silenced. They craved authenticity and change. The magazine became a hub for young creatives and free thinkers. It tackled social issues, celebrated music and art, and gave a voice to the disenfranchised. Branson, the young entrepreneur, was coming into his own. Through the magazine, Branson honed his entrepreneurial instincts. He learned to negotiate, to sell, and to build a brand. He discovered the power of storytelling and the importance of connecting with his audience. These were invaluable lessons that would serve him well in his future endeavors. Section 4. Music to his ears, the birth of Virgin Records. Fueled by the success of Student, Branson ventured into the music industry. His journey began with a small mail-order record business, which he operated from the crypt of a church. This humble beginning was just the first step in what would become a revolutionary path. Branson's vision was clear. He wanted to create a record label that would break the mold, one that would resonate deeply with the youth of the time. He saw an opportunity to challenge the established order, to create a record label that resonated with his generation. Branson was not just looking to sell records, he wanted to create a cultural movement. He believed that music had the power to change the world, and he was determined to be at the forefront of that change. His approach was unconventional, but it was precisely this unconventionality that set him apart. Thus, Virgin Records was born. Virgin Records was different. It was a label that dared to be bold, to take risks, and to push boundaries. The first Virgin Records store opened on Oxford Street in London, and it quickly became a hub for music lovers. The store was more than just a place to buy records. It was a gathering spot for like-minded individuals who shared a passion for music and a desire to challenge the status quo. It was rebellious, edgy, and willing to take chances on artists that other labels overlooked. Branson's willingness to sign controversial and unconventional acts set Virgin Records apart from its competitors. He was not afraid to take risks, and this fearless approach paid off. The label quickly gained a reputation for being at the cutting edge of the music industry. Branson signed acts like the Sex Pistols, Culture Club, and the Rolling Stones, artists who were not just musicians, but cultural icons. These signings were not just about the music, they were about making a statement. Branson wanted Virgin Records to be a label that stood for something, a label that was synonymous with innovation and rebellion, disrupting the industry and shaking things up. Virgin Records was not just a business, it was a movement. The label's success was a testament to Branson's vision and his ability to connect with the youth of the time. He understood that music was more than just entertainment. It was a way of life, a form of expression, and a tool for social change. Virgin Records became a global phenomenon, reflecting Branson's own unconventional approach to business. The label's success was not confined to the UK. It quickly spread across the globe. Virgin Records stores popped up in major cities around the world, and the label's influence grew. Branson's approach to business was as unconventional as his approach to music, and this combination proved to be a winning formula. He believed in empowering artists, giving them creative freedom and supporting their vision. Branson's philosophy was simple: trust the artists. He believed that the best music came from artists who were free to express themselves without constraints. This approach not only attracted top talent to Virgin Records, but also fostered a creative environment where artists could thrive. This philosophy, coupled with his keen eye for talent, propelled Virgin Records to the top. Branson's ability to spot talent and his willingness to take risks were key factors in the label's success. Virgin Records was not just a record label, it was a cultural institution, a symbol of innovation and rebellion. Branson's legacy in the music industry is a testament to his vision, his passion, and his unwavering belief in the power of music. Section 5. Spreading his wings. From records to the skies. Never one to rest on his laurels, Branson set his sights on a new challenge: the airline industry. He had already made a name for himself in the music business with Virgin Records, but the skies were calling. The airline industry was known for its high barriers to entry and fierce competition, but Branson was never one to shy away from a challenge. He saw an opportunity to bring his unique brand of customer service and innovation to an industry that was often criticized for being stale and impersonal. In 1984, he launched Virgin Atlantic Airways, taking on the giants of the skies with his trademark audacity and flair. The launch was a bold move, and many industry experts were skeptical. They doubted that a newcomer could compete with established airlines that had been dominating the skies for decades. But Branson was undeterred. He believed that there was room for a new kind of airline, one that put the customer first and offered a more enjoyable flying experience. Virgin Atlantic was more than just an airline, it was an experience. From the moment passengers stepped on board, they were treated to a level of service that was unparalleled in the industry. The cabins were designed with comfort in mind, and the crew was trained to go above and beyond to make sure every passenger felt special. Branson's vision was to create an airline that people would love to fly, and he succeeded in doing just that. Branson infused the brand with his signature style, focusing on customer service, innovation, and a touch of playfulness. He understood that flying could be stressful, and he wanted to make the experience as enjoyable as possible. From in-flight entertainment to gourmet meals, every detail was carefully considered to ensure that passengers had a memorable journey. Branson's hands-on approach and attention to detail set Virgin Atlantic apart from its competitors. He wanted passengers to feel like valued guests, not just numbers on a manifest. This philosophy was evident in every aspect of the airline's operations. The crew was encouraged to interact with passengers and make them feel at home. This personal touch was a key factor in Virgin Atlantic's success. Passengers appreciated the friendly and attentive service, and many became loyal customers who chose to fly with Virgin Atlantic time and time again. The airline industry was skeptical. Many industry insiders believed that Branson's approach was too unconventional and that it would not be sustainable in the long run. They questioned whether Virgin Atlantic could compete with the established players who had the advantage of experience and resources. But Branson was not one to be easily discouraged. He thrived on proving the naysayers wrong and was determined to make Virgin Atlantic a success. Could Branson really compete with the established players? The odds were stacked against him, but he was confident in his vision. He believed that by offering a superior product and exceptional customer service, Virgin Atlantic could carve out a niche in the market. Branson's competitive spirit and relentless drive were key factors in the airline's early success. He was not afraid to take risks and was always looking for ways to innovate and improve the passenger experience. But Branson thrived on defying expectations. He relished the challenge of taking on the industry giants and was determined to make Virgin Atlantic a household name. His efforts paid off, and the airline quickly gained a reputation for excellence. Branson's hands-on leadership style and his ability to inspire his team were crucial to the airline's success. He was not just a figurehead. He was actively involved in every aspect of the business, from marketing to customer service. He challenged the status quo, offering competitive prices and a fresh, customer-centric approach. Branson understood that in order to succeed, Virgin Atlantic needed to offer something different. He focused on providing value for money and ensuring that passengers felt they were getting a premium experience at an affordable price. This approach resonated with travelers, and Virgin Atlantic quickly built a loyal customer base. Branson's willingness to take risks and his commitment to innovation were key factors in the airline's success. Virgin Atlantic soared, proving that innovation and a commitment to customer satisfaction could redefine an industry. Branson's vision and determination transformed Virgin Atlantic into one of the most respected and beloved airlines in the world. His success in the airline industry was a testament to his entrepreneurial spirit and his ability to turn bold ideas into reality. Virgin Atlantic's journey from a fledgling airline to a global powerhouse is a story of innovation, perseverance, and the power of putting the customer first. If you found this story inspiring, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Join the Uplifted Minds community and let's grow together.